Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Khalil here. So the other day I was discussing with some parents on how to bring up our children according to our Islamic values and Muslim values, Muslim identity, and some other cultural values that we hold dear. And most importantly, how we can drive home the point of our teachings into our children. But there was one point I kept emphasizing on, and that was taking advantage of the emotional connection that we have with our kids. Now this brings up the question, what's emotional connection, or how can we establish emotional connection with our children? In the first instance, emotional connection refers to the kind of bond that you have with your kid. It refers to an attachment that you have with your kids. Now, how can you establish emotional connection with your child? I know it's maybe tough, it will not be easy because there's so many things you have to do for yourself, for your job, for everything. As soon as you're just really tired. But it's important that you establish emotional connection because it's going to get to a time where you take advantage of that connection and attachment you have with your child to inculcate and pass on morals or values or lessons or teachings to them. Now, how do you establish emotional connection? There are different ways you can do that, and I advise that you start this establishment right from when they are quite little. Now, depending on their age, that's going to determine the kind of strategy you are going to take. Let's assume that the child is from age 6 upwards, at the age where they can understand the kind of discussion or communication you're trying to have with them. Then I would say that you should try to have effective communication with your children. Tell them about your day, make them your friend. You don't keep saying, oh, make a child your friend, How do you make a child your friend? You understand? Now, what do you do with your friends? You tell your friends about your day, you tell your friends about your life, you tell your friend about stuff that's going on with you. Make your child your friend, talk to them. And as I said earlier, this should be in consideration of their ages. So if they're in the age where you can understand what you're saying, then I suggest that you tell them about your day, And the more you talk to them, the more they also get to understand and know you and appreciate whatever it is that you're also going through, whatever it is that you're doing, especially for them. Another tip I'm going to give in establishing emotional connection is in being a role model to your children. Now, you by yourself, do you want your child to be like you? Even though, yes, all want our children to be even better than us, you understand, but try to be what you want your child to be. And children learn better by what they see, not by what they hear. You understand? So you want your child to read books, you also read books, you understand? You want your child to go out more often, probably stretch their legs. Go out and stretch your legs too. Do you understand what I'm saying? So don't just give them instructions and do the opposite. No, you're also passing a very wrong message to your child that it's okay to be hypocritical, because that is exactly what that means. When you're two-faced, you're asking them to do something and you're not doing it yourself. And it's actually also a form of it's also a teaching moment, because sometimes when I ask my kids to do some stuff, I tell them, okay, do you see me doing this, or don't you see me doing this? So you see me doing this, that means you should also do it too. You understand? So I think it's also going to drive home your points even better. Another point I'm going to recommend in establishing emotional connection with your children is, what did you say? Playing. My daughter is behind the camera, and that's the same daughter that was holding the camera in the first place and did the time lapse, and oh my god, it took me so much to get myself together and record it again. Hope it's not time lapse.
It's not.
So yeah, she also talked about playing with the kids, and I think it's also good that we're getting feedback also from the kids. You understand? Let's know what they would like their parents to do with them to establish a kind of connection and attachment and bond with them. Play with them. Engage in their little play. They seem silly to you, but to them it means a lot. It actually means a lot. And those are the things they are going to remember when they get even older. When they get older, they're going to remember the time you spent with them, the kind of plays you guys did together. Another thing I would suggest is listening to them. What this establishes is that when your child now comes to you, and you listen, it gives the child a kind of confidence that whenever they have any concerns, any issues, any problem, their first port of call will be you, because you're always going to be there to listen to them. Not listen and okay, I'm hearing. No. It's about you put whatever it is you're doing and you're like, what is the problem? How can I help you? Do you understand? Listen effectively to them. Hear them and proffer effective solutions also. Another way of establishing emotional connection with your child, I'm trying to think here. Which other idea do you have?
Like Probably following them to what they want to do and like how they want to do it.
Okay, it still comes under the umbrella of playing with them, doesn't it? Spending time with them. In the little time, in that 1 hour that you have to rest, take 5 minutes out of it. You just go there, play with them, shake them up, give them lots of hugs and kisses. I cannot emphasize enough how much hugs and kisses mean to your children, and it just endears them to your heart. Just the same way it's going to also endear you to their heart. Oh my God, I love kisses and I love hugs, and it's a no-brainer that it's going to really bring establish and foster and bind the bond that you have with your children. Now, when you now have this kind of love, like I know I've spent so much time talking now, I have to cut this into little bits. But let's just continue. When you've successfully established emotional connection with your children, it's 5 minutes now.
Yes.
When you've successfully established emotional connection with your children, then inshallah bi'iznillahi ta'ala, it's going to be easier. You understand? It's going to be easier for you to teach them. It's going to be easier for them to listen to you. And bi'iznillahi ta'ala, it's going to also be easier for them to abide by all the good lessons you are trying to pass on to them. May Allah make our affairs easy. May Allah guide our children, protect them, nourish them,